Do you feel like Darnell, Florida State should have been in the college football playoffs over Alabama?
Absolutely not. And it's based on the ways they won or they managed to not lose. And I think that's what it boils down to. They managed to not lose games rather than win games. And I think that's what it comes down to the college football structure. I have a few personal friends that are just and associates that are just very disappointed. Like, this is what college football is about. It's about miracles. It's like I feel like if they would have shown a little bit more miraculousness in the last 2 games, 3 games without Jordan, I would have been more on the bandwagon for them to make it to the playoffs. But the fact that they were just kind of like getting by and more relying on the defense and not showing any impact on offense as far as like firepower. It's just like, dude, do you want to have another TCU 2.0? Do you want to see another team get smashed and obliterated and embarrassed and, knocked off the totem pole as it is? Like, you know, I personally feel like people need to just toughen up for a change and accept the fact that, hey, man, this is reality. Like, you know, um, even though they told you, man, you go if you go undefeated, you get a chance. It's like at this point, what are you getting a chance for? A chance to get your ass whooped? Like, because that's what they're setting themselves up for. The players are so upset and the coaches are so upset. Like we earned it, and it's like seriously, you earned an ass whooping. There is no doubt about it. These players have high caliber stars. Like you guys are barely getting by. They have they have people that are going to the NFL next year. Like you do it. I'm pretty sure Jordan Travis is on the way to the NFL, if not this year or the next year or slightly in his future. So it's just like you take an NFL player and you put them on a team, and then they get hurt in this situation, or a potential player. It's like it changes everything because now you're dealing, like you said, with a true freshman. Now you're dealing with the third string. Now you're dealing with players who never imagined themselves touching the ball, let alone in a big playoff situation. So I feel like I believe it's unfair more to even the people to the backups. Because at this point, like even if that was on their second string, I may be fighting for them a little bit more. But the fact that they're on their third string, I'm just like, bruh,
So,
like that's not fair to him because he's not even mentally prepared. He's going into like
Yeah.
to hell right now.
to to be just to be sure of your stance, you don't believe Florida should have been in the playoffs, or you feel like they should have had a chance to go into the playoffs?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not should have been in the playoffs.
Absolutely not. I see enough gruesome outweighed situations. I'm not trying to see it again. You ever seen what is that? A pit bull kill a mouse? That's what's gonna happen. You ain't never seen it before, but that's what would happen. It would. I'm sorry, like without the ability to retaliate on command at quarterback, there's no way they're not gonna be able to keep up with any of those teams that were listed, especially against Georgia, a team that I don't even like. The fact that they can just run to get to the ball so well and be able to get to the end zone through the run and run out the clock. I can imagine how they're going to be able to like keep up with that and that game management. So yeah,
But
Was it that statement?
before I talk to you, Sedacious, in that game, championship game with the freshman quarterback, Florida State had a total of 219 offensive yards, only 55 yards passing and 164 yards rushing the football. Sedacious. You could also let the fans know about your newfound proclamation of being a Georgia fan. But through you just being briefed on, what I said and Darnell's take in that situation, does Florida State deserve an opportunity to prove that they can't compete, or should they have been left out of the college football playoffs?
Um, I got like maybe like a 2 or 3 part, just depending on if I can remember. So I want to piggyback off of what my brother said, which was very well said. By the way, it made me laugh. Really, they backups should be mad. That's who should be mad. It's the backups. But anyway, Well, what Darnell's saying is also there's a safety risk at hand, right? Because there have been times when you have these big teams that go up against these kind of all right teams, and where these guys thrive because of size and stature, and those teams don't be really having the talent to match the bigger and better schools. So that's where safety kind of becomes an issue. Two, Mike Greenberg was talking about how if you just put all of the analytics in the computer will tell you who the four best teams is. I don't like that 13 niggas get to go into a room and just get to argue, and then all of a sudden, well, these is gonna be the teams because our argument was sufficient. It's like, how do we have AWS now and we can't just put everybody's stats in the computer and let the artificial intelligence tell us, okay, simply from the cornerbacks making this many tackles, the linebackers making this many tackles, this many times the punt return got returned, this many times they blocked the field goal, all this number crunching to tell us blink, 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 these the four, right? Because then it's unbiased. Then it's not subjective, it's objective, right? And so I just thought that was like a really good thought. And so last thing is go dogs. Yeah, Darnell, I resent that statement that you don't like the Georgia Bulldogs, but I don't know why you don't like
No, no,
them.
no,
So,
no, no. Michigan. My apologies if I said it wrong. Michigan.
oh,
Yeah,
okay,
he hates Michigan.
yeah. I was like, you was like Georgia, even though I don't like them. I was like, ouch. Like, did you not hear my soliloquy at the beginning of
I don't think he did.
No,
I
much
don't think
respect
he
to them, for sure, for sure. But I will
Yeah,
like to say this. So imagine a AFC and NFC championship set up like this. You got the 49ers, the Eagles, the Chiefs, and the Jets. Better yet, no, Jets are actually have won a couple games against those teams. The Browns.
Nah, the Jets.
Okay,
no,
either or. That's what I'm
yeah.
saying. Like when
Because
you
the
watch
Browns
that
are in a
game, that AFC
situation where
championship
they're
game,
The Browns will tap something. I think the Browns will tap something for the Jets will.
that's fair. But the Jets, prime example,
Right.
the quarterback situation
Yeah.
is just out of hand. So therefore, like, bro, are you really gonna watch that? Yeah. Oh, they got defense. That's cute. But once Patrick Mahomes get in his zone, there's not much you really can do about it, bro.
Right.
There's not much you can do except for try to play catch up. Ask Josh Allen and ask Joe Barrow. Like that's literally what happened. Once he gets into his mode, it's nothing but a shootout. Maybe not this year because of the receiver weapons. But other than that, you get the idea.
Yeah,
Right.
I myself either I don't believe that Florida State deserves to be in the playoffs. You being redundant to a point where you don't have your starting quarterback, and again, if maybe within those two games you were dominant as you were the previous 11, that would be something to be respected. To be like, okay, it seems like though they lost their starting quarterback, this team is still very like top tier. It doesn't seem as if though there's a tremendous drop off, but Jordan Travis, obviously starting quarterback, he gets hurt, and so he's full of emotions. He's feeling bad, apologizing for getting hurt, saying, "Oh man, I wish I would have got hurt sooner," so everybody could see that this team is more than one player. To that, I understand where you're coming from, Jordan Travis, because you really want to see your team. You don't want to feel guilty for holding your team back just due to an unfortunate injury on the field. But to that, I say, stop the cap. All right, we see what the Patriots look like since Tom Brady's left. So, unfortunately, in the game of football, without a star-studded quarterback who has led the charge, if you take that away, the team ain't what the team's supposed to be in on any football team. So,
Right.
Cut my head off,
kind
body
of
shall
like,
die.
it kind of feels like it wouldn't matter if they had the quarterback.
No. If they had Jordan Travis, by far, put Florida State in. Jordan Travis was electric. Him and Coleman, that dynamic duo. Then you got Benson being able to run the ball 1000%. If Jordan Travis was healthy, no questions about it. Alabama not getting in regardless if they beat Georgia or not. But emotions aside, Florida State is not as good as they are without Jordan Travis as they are with him. Point blank, period. And they had a chance to show that. They had a chance to show that
Twice.
with their 2-game sample size. So with your with your third string quarterback, you only put up again 164 points. And really, now that I think about it, y'all only got one touchdown. You only got one touchdown on offense. Y'all were fortunate enough to get I want to say a pick six, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody on that team got a pick six.
I think it's safe to say, I think the coach had the mindset that he was going to get in automatically as long as they just didn't lose. And I think that was the issue. And I don't think I'm not reneging on what I said necessarily, but I'm saying, like, based on the angle, based on the numbers, based on the way you guys performed, you guys don't deserve to be in there because you guys played it safe. It's like a boxing match. It's like just like a 13-round boxing match. If there were 13 rounds, you go 11 rounds, just hulling them, killing them. If by some reason those judges seen in those rounds that you looked okay, better rather than what you thought, and those last two you give up, they're going to give that match to the other boxer because they say, you know what, like those last 2 rounds they were iffy. I mean, those last 2 rounds you didn't really be dominant, and those other rounds, yeah, you may have won, but it wasn't enough to say like, okay, this guy's dead on his feet. You thought you won. And I think that's what they did. They went in the corner and they told him, hey, man, just stick and move. You'll be okay. Just stick and move. And I felt like, if anything, go out there and do it with your running back. Do something to where, okay, we're putting up numbers. We're still dominant. We're still a force. Edward explained to me yesterday about how the ranking of college football is. It's about how powerful you are. It's not about getting wins. Wins could be crap. You could be part of the worst
and
division.
Strength of schedule.
Exactly. So therefore, it's like you can have an undefeated season. I'm pretty sure it's a lot of colleges with undefeated seasons, but therefore, it's like, bro, look who you played. Why are we going to put you in that position? It's just not fair. Size, talent, scouting abilities, all these things matter, and it's just like at the end of the day, people complain now, but if they were to let this fly, we're literally going to see TCU all over again. And like I said, that was not worth watching after the first quarter and a half, which is scary.
And TCU was given their fair shake and they actually got the opportunity to knock off and beat Michigan. So it's just like, we gave an underdog team a chance. Like, okay, well, let's see how they do. 65-7. And mind you, this is the biggest stage in college football where you're trying to generate all your dollars, all your viewership, all your advertising. This is supposed to be
especially with that stud Quentin Johnston,
bro. And like that 1000% plays a factor. I think TCU ruined it for Florida State. When I said they had a pick six, they didn't have a pick six. They had 3 kick field goals and they scored a touchdown. Again, one more time, versus Louisville in the conference championship, they put up 164 total yards of offense. And in the 12th game of the season, after losing Jordan Travis, with the second string guy, they only put up 224 yards of offense, combined rushing and passing. Some quarterbacks put that up and just passing along. So maybe, and they won 24-15. They put up 24 points. They were able to score 3 touchdowns with the second string. But losing that second string and then that performance, it just y'all are not. They were not the same team, and it was evident. And Florida State, if y'all want to have a FU to everybody who counted y'all out, said the committee got it right, beat Georgia. If y'all really who y'all say y'all are, if y'all really deserve a shot y'all say y'all did, don't even beat Georgia. Keep it close. Can you keep it close? If you can't even keep it close, the pity party, everybody saying whoever feel like y'all should have had a chance, that's gonna be immediately out the window, and everybody gonna be like, well, we're glad they did make it. If they gonna get beat by 40, so
I do you one better. Name a top 10 team that can beat without Jordan Travis. Name one.